The rationale for picking one of these, for picking one company, again, as I indicated, was driven because when we had 3 companies, there were lots of complaints from the final consumers of these motor vehicles. And these complaints ranged from vehicles who are defective, and therefore they had issues. And our own investigation seems to reveal that when you have 3 companies and a fixed price, all they do is to fight for market share. And when companies are fighting for market share, you can be sure that chances that they'll pass unroadworthy vehicles like we've seen in the last 3 years are very high. Because the more cars you inspect, the more fees you make as a company. And therefore, we decided that we were going to have only one company to ensure that we have tighter controls to eliminate quality issues. We also wanted to pick a company that has capacity to do the 6,000 or so cars that come from Japan every month. And that is why we went through a tender process. 7 companies bidded for the business. We eventually settled, for various reasons, we eventually settled for 1. But the criteria was clearly specified in the tender document, and we strictly went by that criteria. So far, other than media reports, KEBS has not received any complaint from any car importer. Without a formal complaint, we cannot implement appropriate action. Neither can we even implement a penalty on this particular company. Legal notice number 78 of 15th July 2015 is very clear. And that is the legal notice that we use. And as much as there may be some mismatch with particularly KRA, I think the mismatch is with KRA. There is a process through which anybody who wants to correct that mismatch can use to make sure that it's actually corrected. As far as we are concerned at KEBS, it's very clear any vehicles entering the country must be less than 8 years. An analysis of the motor vehicles which have been inspected March 1 to March 13, Japan 2,868, UK, these are vehicles booked for inspection, UK 127, South Africa 4, UAE 15. All these vehicles have been inspected within 3 days.